Hello everyone, today I'm going to be playing the Marching Pikmin game. This is the Armor Cannon Beetle Larva card. Now open up 19, 20, and 21. In this one we need to get 2 yellow Pikmin to collect the Colossal Fossil. So first we gotta change them into blue Pikmin so they can navigate through the water without them falling into the abyss. And we gotta change them back into yellow Pikmin. But we need to get the 2 blue Pikmin to be in a better position. And with the rocks, we're able to move the 1 Pikmin around without interfering with the other one as far as like falling into the void or getting electrocuted. Then we change into red Pikmin to go through the fire. And then once you're down to 1 Pikmin, it's just a matter of walking. That one was pretty easy. Now we'll do puzzle number 20. In this one, it seems like it would be obvious to just take the red and blue Pikmin and go to the right. But that's a trick. Also, we gotta avoid all those bulb orbs. Apparently the Empress Ball Blacks is pretty busy. So we need to get the blue Pikmin changed into a yellow Pikmin, and we can navigate over here. And then we need to get the red and yellow Pikmin right next to each other, on top of each other, so that the yellow Pikmin can be pushed against the rock while the red Pikmin can still move. And once we get lined up with the Colossal Fossil, we can go down. And then it's as easy as moving the yellow Pikmin, breaking the rock, going through the electricity, and get the treasure. And now for puzzle number 21. This one took me pretty many attempts to actually finish. There are so many variables as far as getting the right lineup of the Pikmin to get through each section. So my main strategy was to kind of get 1 Pikmin ahead of the other ones so that I can navigate that one through to make it easier for the other 2 to get through. Because there are just so many hazards here. And the Pikmin are not lined up to go through them easily. So like, yeah, the red Pikmin did not start on the top. One of the other challenges with this puzzle was if you get the Pikmin spread apart too far, they'll go off screen. Well, you can't go off screen, you basically get stuck. So it really took a lot of trial and error until I got this one right. But it does get much easier once you get the red Pikmin in. And I use the rocks a lot to be able to move 1 Pikmin around without affecting the other one. At this point I realize the yellow Pikmin needs to be at the top, and the blue Pikmin needs to be at the bottom. And they're not really lined up very well. So I was able to break through those rocks. I guess get them lined up the right way. And then when we get the last one, it's just like, okay, let's run through here. But yeah, that was definitely one of the more challenging puzzles, and took a lot of trial and error and thinking to figure out. And the next card is the Mamuda, which opens up 22, 23, and 24. So in this one we have no choice but to go to the right in the beginning, with the Pikmin lined up with their elements. And we just continue to do that as they get changed until we get here, in which we need to turn some of the blue Pikmin into yellow Pikmin and red Pikmin. And they give us a generous amount of red candy pop buds, but it's very easy to use them all just by moving Pikmin around. And this one also took a little bit of trial and error to figure out how to get that last yellow Pikmin to get the last red candy pop bud. But once they're all red Pikmin, it's easy to get them to move over to get the heavy duty magnetizer. And now it's time for puzzle number 23. And in this one we also get the heavy duty magnetizer. So it's pretty quick to switch the Pikmin types so they can get through the first set of hazards. And swap them again. Pretty basic pattern up to this point. This one we need to get the red Pikmin into the blue candy pop, and then because there's a rock we can go up one to get the blue Pikmin into the red candy pop bud. And then down, walk across, change the red back into a blue. Now we can get the bottom blue into a red candy pop bud, so that's ready to get the magnetizer. But it was best to go down one first, and then move up so we can use the rock. That one was simple enough. And now it's time for puzzle number 24. In this one we get 4 red Pikmin that are trying to get the rubber ugly. So we gotta start with moving them down. Get the first 2 set as blue Pikmin, and then we gotta get them kind of lined up so that the red Pikmin do not fall into the abyss. And because some of those rocks have the 1/1, they can only be hit once, which really does limit the amount of movement that we can do. And then also because there's only 2 candy pop buds and 4 Pikmin, there's only so many hazards that we can avoid. This one took a few tries to get. It's like you can't go over anymore, that red Pikmin's gonna drown. And gotta make sure that the red Pikmin on the left does not fall into the abyss. And then we're also reaching the limit of how far the Pikmin can go before they're off screen, and we can't move the Pikmin on the right anymore. But once we reach this point, it's pretty easy because the two Pikmin on the left are lined up perfectly to walk through the path without hitting the hazards. There we can get the Rubber Ugly with 3 out of 4, and the last one we just walk him home. And that is it for this episode of 6 puzzles in the Marching Pikmin. See you next time.